to another episode of Real Conversations. Today I'm joined with Rob Gerlach and John Peterson, and we have a little treat, an experiment rather, I guess, for you. I'm going to let Rob introduce himself and then explain what we're going to do here.
Yeah, so my name is Rob Gerlach. I am the Executive Director of Tech Transfer and Commercialization at Wichita State University. And what we're going to try to do here is a reverse interview where I, the guest, interview the regular hosts to help the listeners get a little bit of background information on Jacob and Jon that they otherwise might not get. So Jacob and Jon are both students at Wichita State University. And, you know, I've known Jacob for about, two and a half years now?
We're coming up on our third year anniversary.
I don't like that we phrase them as anniversaries, but okay. We're coming up on our third year anniversary. And Jon, when did we first meet?
Probably virtually.
It was on a Zoom call.
It was a while ago.
It was the
probably
TTC
a year.
Besties.
It was
Probably
a
a
TC.
year?
That's what it was. It was our TC Besties TC Besties Zoom meetings that we used to have, and we met each other.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things Jacob and I immediately started leaning on you was to maybe come to Wichita State University.
Right.
Where were you at the time?
Illinois State University, probably.
So you were a Redbird. If
I was a Redbird, yeah.
He says probably like, where was I? Was I in college? Was I?
Well, I remember I was at home. I think was it during COVID? I think it was during COVID.
It might have been Rona season.
Because I was at home. I remember it.
Okay.
We all put suits on. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we get
all
on
put
this.
suits on.
Okay, so this isn't going to teach you. Well, this will give you some background information on Jacob and Jon. So Jacob sets up this meeting with some of his friends from back home, and we're going to get on it, and we're going to talk about something about looking for market analysis or something. And we show up on the Zoom podcast.
No, not a Zoom podcast, Zoom call.
Sorry, Zoom call. We show up on the Zoom call. This is a podcast. That was a Zoom call. So we show up on the Zoom call, and everybody is wearing a suit and tie. Everybody but me, and I'm wearing like some T-shirt and jeans, and it was one of those moments where you're like, what the hell is going on? And where did I go wrong in my life to be on this Zoom call with four knuckleheads who are all wearing suit and ties when talking to me?
Yeah, that was a good time.
It was.
So I think that's how you two met, though. Well, you met before that actually, because John and I took a Colorado trip, fall 2020.
Oh, I think you're right.
And you visited, and that's when you met Rob.
I don't think I met him then, though.
No, I think we met. I think we just said hi.
When we went to Dallas, I know we stopped by the office with Mason.
Yeah, but that was in May.
Okay, so it must have been a little later. I don't remember.
Calendar over there literally remembers every month of everything he's ever done, but I don't remember what it was. But anyway,
Okay, yeah.
So you're both now at Wichita State University, which is good.
Right.
What I'd be curious about is, you've had a lot of opportunities and experiences and different things. You just recounted you went to Dallas, you went to Denver. Of all the different things you've done while in undergrad, what is the one experience that each of you would say has been the most memorable so far?
Wow, that's a very loaded question.
For me, it might have to be the Denver trip as a whole, because that had skydiving. There was a lot of spontaneity. It was hiking. That might be most memorable for me.
I mean, I wasn't at Wichita State at that point.
No.
But
or Dallas, that was a good one.
I mean, yeah, and that's not really business related either, unfortunately. But
I don't think he said business, did he?
Did you say business?
I didn't say business.
Oh,
No.
did you? Okay. For me, I guess one experience, is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
one experience that
One
really
experience that really topped it off. I mean, well, we just went to Dallas.
Yeah, UFC. That was
a couple
good.
weekends ago, and that was pretty awesome.
So what was behind that? Because I know one of you texted me a picture of you guys at UFC, and I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
Oh, we need to tell the story of Alexander. Say his last name for me.
Volkanovski.
Okay.
I hope I said that right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of words.
I'm sure he
A lot of
doesn't listen,
letters.
so it doesn't matter.
He will listen.
He's a regular, actually.
He's regular.
He was in my most recent Instagram post, so I'm sure we're pretty tight at this point.
Okay, so what happened? We got a lot of finger pointing the other person trying to tell the story.
Hey, I'll jump in when I want to jump in for the Alexander story.
Okay, well, I thought I was going to be a silent guest on this, but apparently not. My roles have switched.
Yeah.
Yes, you are leading the combo.
So we went to Dallas a couple weekends ago to go see UFC 277, and we had gotten a hotel that was about a mile
Well,
away.
this came up because my birthday, though, in the first place. you were talking about getting tickets, and you're like, they're too expensive. And I got back, I was like, dude, screw it, let's go.
Yeah, so we ended up. I
YOLO.
think that was like on a Thursday.
Yeah,
and we left Saturday morning.
yeah.
I don't know why we didn't leave Friday.
Poor planning.
Because we want to get a hotel for 2 nights.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
So we ended up leaving Saturday. I guess is there anything else you'd like to preface with?
No,
Okay, fair
just
enough.
spur of the moment.
Yeah, so we got a hotel. It was about a mile away. We weren't going to Uber down because it's too expensive. So we ended up walking, and it was like 102 degrees out.
Yeah,
And it was muggy and just disgusting. We were in jeans
and boots.
and boots. So we're going to make a stop at Hooters because it was halfway.
Yeah,
It was about a half mile in. And we're like, okay, we'll get a couple drinks, we'll cool off a little bit, and then we'll head to the arena.
yep.
So we get there, and it's just packed. It is just packed full. We can't get a table. She's like, oh, yeah, there's a 30-minute wait. I'm like, dang it. Okay, so he's going to try to find a spot at the bar. I'm trying to get a table. And I end up getting a table, and he keeps texting me sporadically because I don't know where he's at. I'm trying to call him, text him that I got a table. You should come up here, and I ordered us a beer or something like that. And he keeps texting me, I'm down by the UFC or something like that.
I'll jump in here. So last I saw, John was wandering around. I thought he went to the bathroom or something, and I couldn't find a spot either. I go up to the bar. It's taken. And I'm like, dang, man, all I want right now is a beer. It's hot out. I'm in Dallas. It'd be nice to get a beer. And a guy walks up holding a bucket of Modelo and says, want a beer? And I was like, what are the odds of this? And then, so I take the beer, and he goes, I noticed there's like this UFC backdrop, and there's some guy holding a fake belt with all the Hooters girls behind him, and something's going on there. And I'm like, what is this? The guy's like, you want to be in a commercial? And I was like, nah, I'm fine. And then I was like, wait a second. He asked if I wanted to be in a commercial? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And so he has me go stand over by this guy pretending to be a fighter, and they got the Modelo bucket going around, and the Hooters girls are over there. And then all of a sudden I find out, oh my gosh, this is the featherweight champion of the UFC. And I didn't know who it was at the time, and so I'm looking him up as I'm standing right next to him. And the belt that he's holding is the actual champion's belt from the featherweight division.
Oh, it's the real belt.
It was the real belt. And I'm standing next to his agent. I'm right next to the dude. And I wish this was a video podcast, but I have a picture on my phone where I'm like, hey, you care if I get a picture with you? And it's just a selfie of me and him right here. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to tell John about this. There's free beer and there's commercial and something. And so I don't want to be on my phone while I'm hanging out with the champ,
That would be cool.
because I'm going to talk with him a little bit. And so all I managed to text John is free beer downstairs.
And you should have seen me get up out of that table. I was there.
Quicker in his life.
And so, yeah, John comes down, and there's a whole group of people forming, and then there's this cameraman with the bright flashing light and the camera walking in, and the guy is pretending like he's boxing or kick fighting, or I don't know, MMA. He's doing mixed martial arts. He's punching the camera or whatever and shooting the commercial, and that was a crazy experience right before UFC.
So were you actually in the commercial?
Yeah. Well, we didn't actually get to see the commercial. It aired during the fight. I didn't see it. I think we were in it. I was right next to the dude.
So we don't have
proof.
No. All we have are the videos on my phone, which are actually pretty conclusive.
Yeah, I have videos too.
So, but so we don't know if you were in it or not. We think you were in the commercial.
The camera went by.
Oh, I guess it does look. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's legitimate.
As we're all sitting here silent, let me choreograph or dictate what we're seeing here a little bit. A basketball game. We have one person passing the ball to the other person, and that person is about to dribble. So, but anyway, it does. I will give credit. It looks like that was a legitimate, real commercial that was taking place. That was being shot for local or one-time air. In other words,
it was a one-time air.
Yeah, you guys aren't getting any royalty checks coming in off of that commercial, unfortunately.
Well, it was still a heck of an experience.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. So then you end up going to the actual UFC event.
Yep.
Yeah, and we were sitting up in the nosebleeds.
The nosebleeds.
The nosebleeds of the nosebleeds. It was bad.
Could you see the, I'm going to say ring. Is it called a ring?
The
ring.
octagon.
Yeah, the octagon.
Octagon. See,
The octagon.
you all are into this UFC stuff.
No, John is, not me.
Because I used to go to what
love
I call
UFC.
real wrestling. I used to go to WCW, and I will never forget like watching Scott Hall, who I think has since potentially passed away. I think Scott Hall.
I'm not sure.
maybe.
I don't know who that is.
And then there was the Macho Man Randy Savage. You guys remember this?
No.
Oh yeah! And then like the Slim Jim commercials.
Nope.
No idea.
Do you? Do you remember Hollywood Hulk Hogan?
Oh yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Okay,
Randy Savage.
Macho Man. Oh yeah!
You already did it
Ric
once.
Flair.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ric Flair, not same thing.
Isn't that Migos?
No, Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
My
same thing, right?
shoes cost more than your house. Woo!
Oh, man. Well,
So anyway, so you go to the UFC. Sorry, I went down a memory lane there when my father took me to WCW, and we had all my brothers, and I'll never forget this because we're like all up. We are also up in the nosebleeds, probably not the nosebleeds of the nosebleeds, just the nosebleeds. And we're sitting there watching WCW wrestling, and it was like, you know, they always have somebody who's supposed to be the scapegoat in WCW. They always intentionally have somebody who is the heel, the one that the crowd hates and boos and all that stuff. Do you guys?
I have no
You're
idea.
both staring
Nothing
at me.
about it.
Do you know what? So WCW and WWF merged and became WWE.
It is fake wrestling, Rob.
I would argue that's the real wrestling, and what you watch is the fake wrestling. But anyway,
Really?
wrap this up. No one knows what you're talking about.
back to my story. So anyway, I'll never forget as a kid, I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old. I don't remember the exact. And the whole stadium starts chanting, "You still suck," basically. And I'm there next to my dad. And so as a good 8, 9, 10-year-old, I get into it. I'm yelling, "You still suck." And I'm like, every time getting a little louder. And my dad looked at me and gave me that look that a disimproving father gives his child. And so that's why I don't cuss anymore, guys.
Wow.
What a way to end that story.
Yeah, so the difference between your father and you and John and myself is that when we're nosebleed, we don't stay nosebleed. You know, when we're
Right.
important people like this, we managed to
They
get
just didn't know it.
no, we managed to get all the way down 10 rows back from
Eighth
the
row.
cage.
We were eighth row.
Okay, so I was never. This is going to shock you all. When I go to an arena or a sporting event or WCW wrestling, I stay in the seats that I was assigned, and I don't
Why?
move forward. And see, this is controversial. So you guys move forward. I don't, because when you move forward, I become that person who's constantly panicking, looking left, right. Oh my gosh, someone's coming. Are they going to ask me to move? And I'd rather watch it in peace. So I actually will stay in the nosebleed rather than pushing down.
I would rather watch and have to worry about that in the eighth row than watch and not have to care about that in the nosebleeds. The payout is there.
Team that potentially I think that I would be willing to move down for, and it's those Cincinnati Bengals. I'm a huge Bengals fan, and so to get a little closer to Joe Burr, I may be willing to live with the anxiety, but in general fashion, I do typically stay in the seat I was assigned.
That's fair. Well,
Well, you're not living life on the edge then, because it was a blast down there.
I'm not subscribing to the YOLO philosophy there.
After it got over, there's people with VIP passes who were going down into the cage area, and John and I made our way up to the front. And at this point, I realized John sticks out like a sore thumb because he's 6'7", but I'm about 6 foot, so I can slide into this crew, and I make my way into the middle of this group as they're going down, getting their wrist check. And so I didn't have to get checked for a badge, and I got down to the arena area. And then, John, you can.
and then I popped in the back and just walked right down there. Was walking through, and the security guard stops me. Older gentleman.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, and he goes, how'd you like the fights? And I was like, yeah, it was good. Whatever. Just checking it out down here. And he goes, where's your wristband? And I was like,
That fell off again.
I was like,
Dang it, these cheap things.
I need a wristband to be down here. Dang. I was like, I thought I could just walk down. He goes, no, you got to get out of here. And I was like, hear me out here. I'll sit with you. I'll stand here with you and just just hang out. And he goes, no. So I'm like, okay, this is last ditch effort. I was like, okay, but I need a picture down here. So I was like, if you can give me a picture, I'll leave, no questions asked. And he goes, fine. So he's bringing up the picture, but I have this older gentleman security guard taking my picture next to the octagon. So cool. So cool.
What this picture is, it's me having already made it through and making friends with these new rich people, and they took my picture. And in the background of the picture is Jon trying to reason with the security guy to take his picture.
I see what you mean, that he sticks out like a sore thumb, though. Like, you got to try to, like, blend in better.
How can I blend in better?
I don't know. That sounds like a 6'7" problem, not a 6'3" problem.
It is.
Or not a 6 foot problem.
You see, he says I'm 6 foot.
You said when you said how tall you were, you said about 6 foot.
Yeah.
So that leads me to believe that you're not 6 foot.
I'm 6
I
foot.
always say 6'3", but then people are like, well, you kind of slouch a little bit. And
You do. You're probably 6'4" without the hunch.
I mean, that's not even.
Do they take the hunch out of the doctor's office when they measure you?
Sir, straighten all the way up.
Is that accurate, though?
No, I'm 6'3" without the hunch. With the hunch, I'm probably 6'1". It's a hell of a hunch.
Yeah, and the hunch is, Rob is a big businessman, and so his neck is always at a permanent 90 because he's looking down at his phone on LinkedIn or making calls or closing deals.
I gotta admit, the first time that here I am living my best life, and one time I'm walking in the hallway or something, and Jacob decides to take a picture of me and shows it to me, and I go, oh my God. Do I always look like that? Like, with my head hunched over that much? And you're like, yeah. And this isn't even the worst of all days.
Yeah, it's you got to stand up straight, man.
So, unfortunately, we have to cut this podcast short, which is unfortunate.
Because it's whose birthday?
Yeah.
It is Rachel's birthday tomorrow.
Oh.
And Rachel's birthday is August 20th. So wait, Jon, shout out to my mom. My mom's birthday is also tomorrow. So happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, you know who else's birthday is tomorrow? Jon Carnicle's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, shout out Jon too.
Shout out Jon.
Who's that?
I grew up with him back in the day.
I mean, you dropped his name like he's Andy Reid. Oh, Jon Carnicle. It's his birthday as well. Like,
Yeah, man.
are we all supposed to know who that is?
Gotta give him a shout out. Come on,
Well, happy birthday, Jon. Happy birthday, not you, Jon
Right.
Carnicle.
Carnicle.
Happy birthday, Jacob's mom,
Anita.
and also happy birthday to Rachel.
Happy birthday, Rachel.
Happy birthday, Rachel. This one's dedicated to you. And my mom.
And Jon
And Jon
Carnicle. Happy birthday.
No, we're not singing, Rob. Alrighty, so we got to run, but I think we're going to do another episode where we actually have a real conversation with Rob, and he's more the subject. And
I don't think, to be honest, as we continue to wrap this up, this probably is not even going to air. I don't think.
I think it'll air.
I think it'll probably air.